As far as I'm
Wait,
aware.
Um,
And...
Yep, yes, confirmed. Just lit up on my side.
Hey, we did it.
Mute
We
that.
live.
There we go. Yay!
You might be only coming through one side, Chantel.
it's a weekly occurrence at this
That
point.
shouldn't be the case, because I just tested it before we started the stream in the first place. Huh? Huh?
All right then. So tech. That's how that happens. Yep.
Text. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we? While I mess with things then.
Yeah.
Good.
That good.
Amazing.
Let's just say I'm happy we're gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for Pete's sakes, now what?
That's interesting. You don't have enough light on you.
Yeah, I literally just went and got a light to fix that. Let me move it.
There we go.
So, yeah, that's okay. So apparently that has to sit down there, which is right in the way of everything, but that's okay.
Can it be any warmer? Because it just needs to discriminate between you and your green screen, and apparently it thinks you're green.
Yes, but the button is on the other side of the desk.
We're all good.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out a better place to put that light, but for now it can sit there and I'll worry about it later. How are things going? Tomorrow is Canada Day, which is resulting in a really, yay, day off, statutory holiday across the country, but an awful lot of ugly going on in Canada right now, as pertains implementation of UN DRIP, as pertains to the whole in Canada, we called them residential schools. I think I'm going to go with Al Jazeera's term of forced assimilation centers. That's the phrase myself.
Probably more accurate, really.
Oh, it absolutely is. There was So a lot of municipalities in Canada are actually canceling all of their Canada Day celebrations, and the budgets that they would have put towards it are going to local band councils, local Indigenous services, that kind of stuff.
That's a cool response. Maybe Australia should do anything.
Australia should try something.
It's
anything at all.
The United States should also try something, anything at all.
So it's but it has resulted in tomorrow is not going to be the happy clap day of fireworks and barbecues that it usually is around here. So mixed bag on that front. But yeah, yay, we're trying something, which is better than where we were this time 2 months ago. Hey, Grit Mustache, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, and what else? Got a new map, which is a good sign actually, because I've been sort of on a creative low for a little while, and I haven't wanted to do any of my usual creative fun things, and so getting back to mapping feels good. So yeah, so that's all cool. So that's me for now. As always, I have books on Amazon. I write blog posts, and I natter endlessly. For all of these fine services, drop by my website, where you can get links to everywhere.
Links to
and that's me.
Everywhere. It's like your Google. Jamie, tell us about you. Tell us about. Tell us anything. Tell us your favorite vegetable. Also.
Oh, that's a hard one. I mean, it's probably broccoli.
It's not
potato. Well, that's why it's hard.
Oh, I see.
So for those watching, what my good friend Chantel is alluding to is the fact that I'm allergic to potato, pumpkin, and sweet potato.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
honey.
Oh.
All the good things.
Oh no.
Yeah, which certainly were my favorite vegetables before I found out I was allergic to them, and they were what
Before
was
they
causing-
tried to kill you, yes.
Yeah, they were what was causing a lot of my like immune system issues, etc., when I was younger.
Oh, really?
But I only found out much later. Yeah, it's like, imagine if you've been eating things that were making you sick your entire life, and then
Yeah.
you have things, and so you ate them most days. Yeah, good times. Anyway, but I love broccoli. Broccoli is a good time.
Broccoli.
Yeah.
Broccoli is good. Yeah, broccoli's a good choice.
Underrated.
What do you? Sorry, that wasn't my butt. It was my gin. What do you? What do you do with your time, Jamie?
Yes, I'm Jamie. I'm a professional voice actor. You can find me on Twitter at Muffin Manifesto or on my website, jamie-collette.com. I've been doing a bunch of interesting projects, some of which, most of the interesting ones I can't talk about, but also I don't follow Eurovision or X Factor Italy in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. So I only found out this week about Måneskin, and so my week has been mostly bisexual panic. Cool.
What? Context?
I don't want you to give us context. I think you should leave it there. I think it's much better. Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
When you have time, Google Måneskin and listen to some very, very good music by some very attractive people.
Happy Pride.
Okay.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, please.
All right, then.
Speaking of bisexual panic, Sam, how are you?
I mean, point.
Slightly thrown, but all right. I'm good. I'm Sam. Hello. You can find me on Twitter at @the_Wilson and I'm a voice actor and a performer. I don't really have a lot of projects to spruik, although I did. I was supposed to yesterday have the first like in-person audition that I've had in I don't know how long.
Oh, really?
Which is quite fun given that we're now in a 3-day lockdown.
Just 3 days.
Oh.
Well, it's 3 days for now. We're playing it by ear really. But I was like, well, I wonder what their plan is. And I checked and I didn't realize, but they'd sent like 2 messages. And so when I checked, they showed the first message, which was, okay, everyone remember masks and we're going to socially distance. I'm like, that's not how this works. I don't know. If you understand. And I had to back out and be like, when did they send this? Like today? Oh, hang on. That's not right. And then I went back in because I'd now looked at the first one. It showed me the second one, which was, we're moving everything forward exactly 1 week.
Oh God. Good luck.
It's fun because it's an in-person audition for a voice acting role.
What?
Because it's for an animation school, so they have to record your face.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's kind of cool, though. I like.
Well,
that.
it was
neat.
It was literally the audition was like, this is just a high school project, not high school project, it's a university project. So, but you might do mocap, and I went, yes, thank you.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
I'm not going for a character that gets mocap, but they're all the characters do the thing where they record your face while they record where they do it so they can use your face for the animation. Yeah, so that would be fun.
I would be down for that. That sounds like fun.
But I'm also currently a guest on Daybreak Prep on any_actor channel with our friend Nadine and the 2 people who responded to this.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers. I haven't been able to watch yet because I was at work this week.
Well, look, when I hadn't thought about this until recently, but I remember that when on the stream where they were like, we should invite Sam, Nadine had been like, yes, bring a character that everyone will fall in love with, and I went, okay.
Not in the way you meant, but
well, possibly also in the way they meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good fun.
Oh.
Speaking of good fun, Danny.
What? Hi,
Tell us
I'm
what
good.
you do.
Hi, I'm good fun, I guess.
Not incorrect.
I'm Danny. You can find me on most social medias at DTCamJanson. I am bogged down by the massive weight of adulting as of late, so I can't remember anything that happened 10 minutes prior to starting this game. So who's to say? I play on Daybreak Prep as well. I am a guest here on this game, and I am here right now, glad to be doing games.
Yes.
That's me.
Yeah, I like it.
Also, this scarf is hot, so I'm glad I'm wearing shorts along with it.
It's probably wise given it's summer.
Yeah, I'm doing this for y'all.
This is that's some commitment.
I
doing this for y'all.
misinterpreted the version of hot you were using just then.
Also, I thought your scarf was
It's
hot.
warm.
I have
It's
nothing to say.
warm.
Nothing
It's
to say.
warm.
Yeah, this scarf is hot, is warm, so it's a good thing I'm wearing shorts. Also, this scarf is hot. Good thing I'm wearing shorts.
You guys. Wrong game. Wrong world, guys. Come on.
Wrong world.
Come on.
Michelle, you are muted. I'm fairly sure you said something, but you are muted. Let me also What do I do? Who am I? I am Chantel. I'm on Twitter at ChantelB. I am the MC for Daybreak Prep.
Sure.
I play other games, and there are probably other games on top of that to come. I know that for a fact, but like it's not announced, so I'm not.
Would you care to tell us anything about them, Chantel? Anything at all?
I'm also one of the narrative designers for Omens Rising, which is a narrative forward TTRPG that will be found here for a little bit. So,
Yes, very exciting.
And I also run the stream, so I'm ready to press a button and have that happen. If y'all are.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do it. Make it happen.
And we're back.
Fun intro is fun.
Fun intro
Yeah.
is fun.
It's so fun.
Fun. Yeah, so good. All right.
So proud.
And you should be. Super good stuff. All righty. So as I recall, you folks had just strolled into the multicultural marvel that is the staggering clock. Which is, of course, in your apparently new home of Cliff Spider. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna throw a link in chat so everyone can ooh-ah a bit. I realized, much to my abject horror, that I have managed to make one oopsie, and I'll explain it to you in just a moment. But it is funny. But I just wanted to show you that, so I'll throw that into chat. There we go. And
I'd forgotten that the maps link to each other. And I was like, what does this button do? And it took me back to the world map, but focused on Cliff Spider. And then I clicked on Cliff Spider, and it took me back to the map.
Well done.
So Yeah, well, and that's actually one of the funnest things about World Anvil is you can do stuff like that. So as we explore more of Cliff Spider and the areas around it, I'm hoping to have basically detail maps and that sort of thing of the areas around. So you guys, as you're exploring, will just literally uncover stuff is sort of the hope I'm going with here. So this is the mistake I made, and it is actually in the original drawing, and nobody noticed, is the map is upside down. If you take a look at the actual top world map, you'll notice that the river should be running in from the top, from the northeast corner of the map, coming to the southeast, and we all missed that when I showed you guys the map last week. So naturally I sat down with the copy I penned off last week and faithfully reproduced it, and then looked at it about 5 minutes in, because I exactly did what Sam did, making sure the link worked, and went, wait a minute, click click, oh, click click, no, click click, yep.
No.
So I'll in an upcoming render, literally the only thing, for lack of a better way of putting it, is that for now, for today's session, north is down. It's the easy way mentally of fixing the map. North is just down on this map. Okay. Or south is up, depending which way you want to put it.
My spatial awareness is not good enough to follow, but I'm with it. Kazra's is, so we're fine. Oh no, I get it.
Okay.
I got that bit.
North is down now.
Mm-hmm. So, any questions about what you're looking at? Okay, I'll take that as a no. I do have, not yet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have the staggering clock marked. You'll notice over in the birdhouse, Kaz's shack is on the map, so she knows where she lives. And if you go up, well, her roost, in fact, and if you go to the top right corner, just under where it says "Go to the home page," you'll see there's a little picture. It looks like a stack of paper. If you go over that and you say sewer network visible, it'll show you all of the underground passages. And again, these are literally wide enough you could take a horse cart down them. That are the subterranean part of the city, which is the sewer network, which runs beneath the cliff faces. Okay. So you folks, as we left off, are currently over at the staggering clock. I had described the spectacle of the place. It is pretty big. Yeah. Hang on a second here. What did we? It's what, 20 odd beds or more. There's a lot of tables. It's a fairly busy place. You guys have arrived morning-ish, it seems to me. Let me double check my notes. And had just basically wandered in, and that's where we had left off. Does that sound right to everybody else?
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys have been given a table, as I recall, and had sat down. There's of course there's the best described as a grill trough. Right, it's this all the way around. Sort of, it looks like a sit down bar, like you do sushi. It's just that on the other you got about a foot of brickwork, and then it's literally this another foot or so of burning coals, and the servers have got these literal racks of meat hanging from the ceiling, slicing things off, making up these bundles and what have you, grilling them right there, and then servers are taking them out, or folks sitting right there in front. I'll have a little bit of that, and how do you want it? Oh, with this sauce, sure. Does the plate up this way? You'd order sushi, but these are finely sliced rare meats of a large number of various looking critters. You folks get ushered to a table off to a side. A pitcher of quote glacier water gets sat down in front of you. Server says, "I'll be right back," and they dart away. So I described that Kaz has actually got a chair that fits her physiology. quite comfortable. You got in the middle of your booth, if you will. There's what looks to be a steel wok. It's just that it's basically a small brazier ready to light.
Ooh, hot pot.
And so does the scene begin.
So, Kaz, tell us a little bit more about this place. Not this place. I meant Cliff Spider.
I mean, what is there to say? I gave you guys the whole tour. I guess it depends on what you're interested in. Honestly.
What do people do here?
They go about their business. They trade. They do things that are less nefarious. That depends on what part of town you're in, really. It's a lot of comings and goings.
Where do people go when they want to be more nefarious?
I would say the red lights and velvet curtains, but it depends on what you mean by nefarious, now doesn't it?
Designated nefarious district.
There's
what Alexandre was kind of asking about. Like what?
Very young more pork.
There's shadows in every region, I think you'll find, but I mean, I like to keep pretty far up towards the skies myself, but it's not. You can kind of tell that she's like, should I really say? Are you guys? Are you looking
and by the way,
to?
by the way, Danny, feel free to tag me in if there's any of those moments where you're pretty sure your character should know something, but you're going, I don't remember Michelle sending me that. Go ahead and just, hey,
there might be a more specific place that I'm not thinking of, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, where do people go to do crime? Which is not
at all what I was asking, but it's very funny.
I'm just going to say, because I mean, if I can see your reluctance to it, even if you have an answer to that question, I can understand your reluctance to give it entirely on the basis of. So then that begs the question of how did I know that, right?
Right. Kaz knows, but I don't. So we want to share.
Yeah, so if you want, I can give you the criminal eye view of via Kaz, if that's what you're looking for.
I would like that. That.
So what I'm actually going to ask you to do is to roll your learning, and you're going to get advantage on that, which means you get to throw. So whatever your learning stat is, you get to throw twice the appropriate number of dice plus a d20. And you keep the
add. It's not necessarily twice if they start.
You add an extra die.
Yes. Sorry, wrong system. I've been reading a new gaming system lately. So yeah, they literally double the dice pool for advantage.
I know that my learning is 3. I've never rolled these dice before, so let's find out.
A D8.
Yeah.
So a D8.
You get to roll an extra D8 and pick the higher one. And
yeah,
I see.
If it's an 8, it explodes.
All right.
Yeah. 20 as well, it explodes.
Yep.
Also.
Yeah.
2 D8s plus a D20. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Those look like 8s. Let's see what we got here. Sorry, Wellington.
No, take your time. That's the whole point.
That's
why we roll a lot of dice.
Middling at best, and you want the
D20 plus the highest of
the higher D8.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an 18.
18. For calibration purposes, because I know you are new to the system, let's see here. Okay. An everyday roll would be a 10. A challenging roll would be a 15. A heroic roll would be a 20. An example of challenging is climbing a rough surface, catching the drift of text written in an unfamiliar language, or breaking down a strong wooden door. Those are things that would be a 15. So you're firmly in the gap between challenging and heroic. In other words, for whatever reason, you've got a pretty good handle on what the underside of the city is up to. And that is the literal answer. Because of your folk being in the neighborhood, the usual tendency that most rogues have in other cities to, quote, use the high road makes everyone really, really weird around here, because there's always that awkward moment when you come barreling across the rooftop and run face to face with a macaw. or a human-sized owl, or
always awkward.
Always awkward. Just passing through. Yes, now get off my foot. Okay, etc., etc. So the rogues of the city have adapted, if you will, stylistically, and a lot of the literal underside of the city is via the sewers. So yeah, almost every major district has a gang that owns it. Organized crime basically runs this city would be your take on it. It's, by the way, something that didn't really map well onto full 60 culture. So gangs are just kind of a weird idea to start with, and then organized crime was just weird as well. And so it took a little while to get used to the whole thing, but y'all just sort of accepted, okay, so we don't go down there anyway. It largely doesn't apply to us. But it also means that every once in a while, you amongst others, or people, either, if not you in particular, then certainly at least one of your roommates, have been, periodically given an extra a suspiciously good payment for making a flight from one side of the city to the other at stupid o'clock in the morning, from an address really close to a manhole cover to another address really close to a manhole cover.
Yeah. I think she sort of like leans back in her chair a little bit. She goes, to put it another way, when I say that there are dark corners in every district, I'd say if I spend most of my time up in the air, you need only look to the opposite of that to find whatever kind of no good deeding that you're looking for. Does that make sense?
It does, actually.
I thought it might.
I had more interest actually in legal proceedings.
Legal proceedings.
As in those. It seems strange to me to have a city out here on the plains, and that there aren't. We were told that people don't generally go out there.
Yeah. I mean, they told you there was no one up here?
No, as in outside the city, onto the plains. Isn't it kind of like a whole world of adventure waiting at your fingertips?
A bit like that, yeah. I think there's a lot of people that would prefer to spend their time here, but there's all kinds of people beyond where we've drawn these, or where you guys rather have drawn these city lines here. There's any number of different tribes and groups and enclaves and guilds and groups and camps and kingdoms, and I mean there's a whole world out there. You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
Well, I sort of look over at Alexandria. I'm not sure how much detail Aerith wishes us to share about our business in the city.
That depends on how much you want to. What? I don't know. I told you I'm not the criminal mastermind.
Again, not talking about criminal proceedings.
Oh.
You guys throw this word around a lot.
I am not.
Get used to it.
You get used to it, says my soul.
Fair enough. Small boy. Small child.
Oh yeah. Speaking of my soul, can we trust them? Like nod in the direction of Casper.
I think so.
Why not?
Well, I mean, you're the one that knows, right?
Well, you're not going to. You said that you don't do that without permission.
I don't think, not necessarily the immediate, like, in terms of like that kind of insight, I think they seem nice.
What did the Dashamali tell you?
What did the Dashamali tell you?
I mean, they didn't tell us anything about you.
They didn't know about you, but you knew about us, so we know nothing about you. They didn't tell us anything. What did they tell you?
I think as far as you guys are concerned, they shook me out of my sleep and told me to come get you before you got yourselves killed. I'm just an errand bird. You can think of me like that. I'm your friendly neighborhood tour guide. They just said they will look weird. You will know them when you see them. Please go and get them. Help them with what they need.
They shook you out of your sleep?
It's a thing. It's not. It wasn't rude so much as it was early. The thing that happens.
As in someone like shook you?
No, well, not physically so much as just I got a message and then they have their ways. It's not don't take it the wrong way. It's fine. However, sometimes when the Dashamali calls, well, all the time, when the Dashamali calls, you answer. It doesn't really matter what time it is. I'm sure you guys have encountered this.
Yes.
I'm an employee.
No. When did we encounter
of the ambassador. I came here to help you with whatever you need. I am a local. That's all there is. You were just easy to point out.
Something dragon.
Dragon was not in the description, but still fit.
You did stand out quite a bit.
We do that.
I mean, I don't think the Dashamali would send someone that you need to be wary of. I mean,
unless
I could be wrong.
Did you make them very angry before you left or something?
I don't know.
No.
I tend to be quite good at making people angry, so maybe. But I don't think I did anything to make them angry.
So what is there to worry about?
I don't know, but I am worried.
You all seem very, very worried.
Yes.
Have you spent much time outside the city? Guys?
Me? Well, when you can fly, you can pretty much go wherever you want. Work keeps me pretty... Not as much as I'd like. Work keeps me pretty busy, I'd say. But I know that I have the freedom technically to do so if I should so desire. I've met a lot of different kinds of people. I can say that.
Why don't you not work, but go places?
That's not really how it works around here. Everybody kind of has to earn their keep.
But I mean, if you're not here, then you don't need to worry about that because you don't need to earn your keep if you're not here.
Yeah, but I mean, I've never lived anywhere else, so where would I go? My family and my roots mates and things like that are... I get that you guys are kind of adventuring types. You kind of like take your family along with you, but I mean, we live here. There's plenty going on around here. And everybody else comes through here, so it's kind of like traveling all the time.
That's a nice way to look at it, Kaz.
It's not quite the same.
No?
No.
Also, I imagine having work makes it easier to get food.
It does. Do you guys have trouble getting food?
Not usually.
No.
But
Only when we have trouble getting work.
Oh.
You guys aren't hungry, are you? She sort of looks around like we are literally surrounded by food right now. You're not hungry, are you? Oh, are you guys starving? Oh no.
I wasn't trying to hint at anything. I was just saying that if you were to go and travel, you still need a way to feed yourself.
My
and having steady employment here allows you to feed yourself.
That's right. Comings and goings.
That does make
Food?
sense. Food? Yes.
Food?
I do like I like to eat.
Okay. Well, and then she sort of like looks at the three of them and she goes, you. Sketch, Stitch, Scritch, what was it? Your name.
Switch.
I'm sorry. Switch. Right. Like a branch on a tree.
Alexandre remembered better than Kesra.
This time.
He looks different in this light. What can I say? You should probably ask. I think if you order, they'll give you a good deal.
So
Okay.
essentially, most of the meals roughly amount to what you can, you can either have what you want to eat pre-cooked or delivered with a side order of kerosene. And then you have a selection of dipping sauces. The kerosene, of course, to light the barbecue at your table, so you can cook to your, cook or fry as you please. And a selection of savory, sweet, and hot spiced sauces to go with it. And then, root veggies, anything that basically tastes good if you apply enough heat and hot metal to it.
Right.
Think Brazilian barbecue with a side order of Himalayan high plains.
Yeah, I think Spider will go up to wherever you order.
Just actually, the serving person will pop by the table after you're all obviously doing the hey, is someone going to wait on us part of the conversation. Someone appears magically sort of thing. And yeah, so they've got if it conceivably had meat on it at some point and wasn't able to pick up a weapon to defend itself, it's hanging from a spit here.
I love it.
That's a lot of options.
That's concerning.
Not quite like that, I hope.
Hang on a second. The house special, it seems to me, is a scorpion claw, I think. Now,
spicy.
I'm actually just trying to find my write-up because naturally I can't find anything now that I'm here. Blah blah articles. There we go. Oh, there we are. Yep. Okay. Staggering Clock is a comfortable quality establishment, fairly large, 20 tables. They've got 16 tent beds in the common room, 12 private rooms. The place has got a distinct smell of spiced tobacco, broiling meat, hot spiced sauces. Light is a combination of magic orbs, glowing crystals, similar but not identical to the ones you've seen in the Underveld, and of course the braziers and cook troughs around the place. There is a sign, by the way, overhanging the central grill area that says "Adventurers Welcome" (11% off). And the house specialty drink is an imported very hoppy tasting pale ale. And the house specialty meal is a clay-baked blood scorpion claw, served with both a thick onion and cheese soup and a slab of bread. Now, what? Not scorpion. Scorpion.
Oh, good.
So
Oh,
we're
yeah.
talking scorpion the size of a large lobster.
We
So the
forget that
claws have got
Michelle
some
likes
meat in them.
oversized, creepy animals. You forget frequently. You forget, and then
Hey, I'm
you go
here to
for a
remind
meal.
you.
Never forget for long.
You forget.
I'm here to remind you.
You always are. Thank you.
Yeah, they remove the tail prior to service just for safety.
Oh, good.
More than a few bar fights.
Yeah. Poke someone in the eye with that.
Turns
Stab
out
someone in the head with it. My goodness.
turns out the venom doesn't cook out and is also technically poison.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Hence why it's called venom. I mean,
It stops being venom if you eat it.
Becomes
You
poison.
get a number of tourists who just get tired of explaining.
Mhm.
This is decorative. Stuff it.
Switch. After we've eaten, I'm happy to take you down to the founders' quarters if you want to learn more about the government and whatnot. We really don't have a whole lot of say-so in what goes on down there, but if you're looking for legal matters, it's likely where you'd go.
Yeah, no, I would like to know more about the city and how it operates. I'm interested in setting up an expedition.
An expedition. Where to?
Out of the city.
I mean, everywhere that's not in the city technically counts as out of the city. So you'll have, I mean, which direction, I guess, is the question.
Kaz, with no offense meant whatsoever, we only just met, and I plan to make a lot of money in this city, and I'm not about to give away my secrets.
I have no plans to stop you, my friend. I recommend the scorpion claw. And she sort of sits back and she goes,
So
we'll have a little bit of everything, I think.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So, yes, there is a wide variety of interesting things that come sliced, and you can decide whether or not you like any identifying marks left on or off. I.e., some people like to know what it is they're eating, so please leave the scales on the lizard and leave a bit of the carapace on the bugs, etc., etc. Other people don't want to know those details. Just bring me the meat so I can cook it. Thanks.
I don't know if I like or dislike that you can choose that.
trust me,
It's like, do you want
know.
skin on or skin off chicken?
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you say that?
Do you?
Or does Marcel say that?
Who says that?
I will
Sam
point
said
out
that.
Okay.
I will point out, by the way, that the full 60 are best described as omnivores.
Omnivores.
And so eating poultry or even raptor, if it happened to be going by and when they were looking for lunch, is totally okay. It ranks right up there with whacking up from the human perspective. That's about the same caliber as whacking a monkey across the back of the head and roasting it.
I wouldn't do that.
There are some cultures that's
true.
Okay.
That's fair.
So, yeah, that's the same. But the point I'm making is culturally, from the full 60 perspective, it's about the same relationship.
That makes sense.
Kaz is steadfastly avoiding anything that looks like a bird.
True.
Kaz specifically.
Has
Okay.
Specific to her.
does not eat birds.
She knows
Okay.
it's a thing. Feels wrong. Also, you never know.
Joey went missing in a job last week.
I was gonna say, did you go missing? It's a big city.
Oh no!
Really important question. Really important question. Are there scrambled eggs here? Are there scrambled eggs? Can I get scrambled eggs?
Oh yes, that problem.
It's really important for me. Can I get scrambled eggs here?
Yes, almost guaranteed
great.
that yeah. Do they have scrambled eggs ready? No. Will the cook look at you and think, well, I was going to drop these into a hot pot or a soup or something, but sure, I can scramble them for you. Yeah, okay, whatever. You know.
And then
egg drop soup is a thing, right? So yeah.
So Alexander just puts a bowl of scrambled eggs on the table and lets the robins go swimming, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Do I give more context? I don't know. That facial expression is sort of, that's all I needed today.
Are they... Are they eating?
Yes, they are. That one's name is Scramble, and that one's name is Oat.
Scramble, oat, scramble, and they're made of flowers. Okay. I am going to try in my time around you guys to be more like you and just accept all of the extraordinary things that I am learning while I am here.
And the normal things, are you going to get afraid of them?
Not clocks, no. I don't think I spent too much time around them to be really nothing like clocks or what was it you guys were?
It wasn't so much the clocks, it was just
the noise they
I guess
made?
the terminology you meant had a certain context.
Which term? TikTok?
That's one.
Speaking of TikTok, can I see whether or not Kaz is ticking? Does Kaz tick? Is Kaz ticking?
Oh, fun.
Am I about to get really afraid?
You're certainly welcome to check.
What do I forget what I'm supposed to roll for?
Yeah, it's prescience.
It's prescience.
Ticking.
Okay.
What's that mysterious ticking noise?
It's just 22.
22?
Yeah, an 18
Wow.
and a 4.
Wow, very good then. All right.
Oh no. Usually I ask this kind of question right at the end when we don't have time to go into it. I've asked at the beginning.
No, I'm just trying. No, that's fine. I'm just trying to remember my own criteria here because no, you do not hear any sort of ticking about her.
You don't tick.
Must be nice.
It's okay.
Do you?
No.
Should I?
Wouldn't recommend it.
Don't. No, but I don't think so.
Says half to himself.
I wouldn't recommend it.
It's probably for the best that you don't.
I'll take you at your word. Seem to be pretty straightforward as far as these things go. If you guys are afraid of the sound, I guess I'm glad I don't make it. I just didn't think.
It's not that we're afraid of the sound, Kaz. It's that
the implication.
The implication.
And it's more the way it. I guess it's how it's contextualized partly for our friend here. But yeah, it's more what would trigger that kind of what it would mean.
You know what? You guys don't have to share anything you're not comfortable with sharing. And I will stay away from saying those things and try not to tick while I'm around. I mean, Try not to make the sound while I am around you.
It's fine, Kaz. It's just that... Do you spend much time thinking about your own mortality?
I try very, very hard not to.
Me too.
That's also wise.
So much life to live. Why worry about the end of it?
Well, clocks can be a very unfortunate reminder.
I see. Well, I guess if I thought like that, I probably wouldn't like them much either.
It just depends how much borrowed time you're on, I guess.
Okay. Well,
And also
that
matters how you
declaration-
borrowed it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, because that declaration's not awkward or anything. I mean,
huh.
End of the day, magic is weird, and it does weird things, and the way it expresses those things.
Probably.
I shouldn't.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I don't think I'm going to understand anyway. Go on.
Well, speaking of weird magic, these gangs that run the city, are any of them particularly involved in magical artifacts, etc.?
Magical artifacts. Well, let's see. Well, we got the orcs, the goblins, the trolls, lions. Michelle, would I know this?
I was just going to say, so as it works out, actually, with the 18-year-old previously, yes, you do kind of. So here's the thing. You haven't been directly involved in it, so that's a thing. But you are aware that there are a couple of your fellow winged folk who periodically are essentially doing pickups that are purely smuggling. They are so you guys don't have any context for what the big deal is, but at least each of the major groups that I gave you the list of, other than the Lunkun, at least one of each one tribe of them is openly trading stuff that they're pulling up out of the ground from somewhere in the plains with people who are then smuggling them back to wherever it is that's beyond Dusseldorf. All you know is that there's stuff that does the odd midnight run from a pickup spot out in the plains into town, wanders around town, trades hands a few times, and then winds up getting added to the bottom of a load of cargo heading from Cliff Spider down to Dusseldorf.
I see.
But what goes on at either end beyond that discussion? Like, don't know where they come from, don't know where they're going, but you're aware there is something going on.
Would Bruxa have given me the name of anyone to get in contact with here, or?
Oh, absolutely. You know the owners. You've got the names of the owners of the place.
Right. It's this place rather.
Yes. Yeah. No. It's specifically this place. That's why you were sent here.
Right.
The two owners are a pair of gnomish twin sisters who go by the name of Gale and Rain. They run the place collectively. They are both inseparable and insufferable.
Both of those things. Okay, cool.
Well, can you remind me the name of Brux's company? There was the trading company or whatever.
Yeah, hang on, I'll look it up here. I've got it.
Yeah. I can't remember where to find it on the thing.
Oh, I did a dummy. I didn't write it down beside her character info. Well, I'm going to retcon then. Mountain Expeditions Trading.
Okay. Sorry for that sidetrack.
No, it's quite all right. Yeah, hang on. I'll post it in chat as well, so that we've. There we go.
I think you'll find what she said was, well, there's the trolls, the orcs, and the goblins. All of them, really.
Right. So no one's like particularly known for being.
If you were gonna find them, here might be a good place to start. Come to think of it. But you probably knew that already, didn't you?
I think you assume that Spider knows more than Spider knows.
What's a spider?
I have been told that the sisters that run this place are well connected.
Is Switch short for spider?
No.
You just said spider.
It's a nickname. Shouldn't catch on.
It's kind of a weird nickname. So, it being longer than your actual name and all,
I'm very good at climbing, Kazra.
I see. Asked and answered.
Just like biggest side eye ever.
I told you I'm bad at lying. I warned you. I didn't warn you about this situation.
I'm just impressed it took this long.
I know, she tried. She was just like, I won't talk. If I don't say anything, I can't get it wrong.
Yeah, I can't screw it up if I don't talk.
What's amusing is I don't know whether it was an Alexandru slip or a Shawnee slip, or if there's a difference.
Oh no, it was a Shawnee slip. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, just give it time. ADHD will catch up with me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the thing is, you mentioned being a local guide, Kazra, and if we're going to try and make some fortune outside the city, I was wondering whether you might be interested in joining us.
Seems like that's well within the bounds of what I've been asked to do, so sure. I don't think you guys will last very long without me.
Why?
There are a number of reasons. The least of them being that you guys do not look like anybody else that's around here, even without your large dragon friend.
Yes, without a large dragon friend.
You guys are going to stick out like a sore thumb out there.
We stick out like a sore thumb everywhere, and we made it here.
That just tells Kaz the rest of the world isn't nearly as dangerous as this place is.
I was just gonna say, here is not like anywhere you've been. I would handle this one with a featherlight touch. Let's put it that way.
That's what they. Well, it's not exactly what they said, but it's what they said in the Underworld. Is this place is really scary.
I mean, and you came here willingly anyhow, so I see that you're very brave, which is good, because you'll probably need to be.
To be fair, one of our friends died and another one got kidnapped while we were in the Underworld, so, like, you know, it wasn't great.
Your track record is not great, but I guess, you have a dragon now? I guess it'd be harder to get killed with you when you got one of those. Big friend, what'd you do with him? You know what? Don't answer that. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Eating him, maybe.
What?
I'm joking. It's a joke.
That's a good joke.
Oh, ha ha, yeah, ha ha.
I didn't like it. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Mysel just folded him up and put him in a pocket.
Yes, not in a pocket, just folded him up.
Sure. Cass is like mentally taking notes. Like, I'm gonna have to send a message about this later. I have some follow-up questions.
Why did you send these people to
suddenly
me?
It's around. He uses that the meme of like all the maths just around.
Yeah.
Like,
And then just her giving up.
I hope this works out.
Sure. Yeah, that's the answer to your question, Spider Switch. Whoever you are,
Switch is fine.
That's the shorter one. I'll go with Switch then.
All right. Well, the food's good, but I think we need to meet these sisters then. I'm gonna like gesture for the waiter or whatever.
Yep. Yep. Server comes by. What can I do for you?
So you said the names were Gale and I've forgotten the other one.
Rain.
That's right. Wonderful fare you have up here. I was told to introduce myself to Gale and Rain. Are they around?
There's kind of a half blink and kind of tilt of the head. No, they usually don't come in until the supper hour. But if you think you'll be back then, I can let them know to expect you.
Yes, I think we'll take up some rooms here, actually.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just go up to the middle bar, and they'll be able to help you get you your spaces sorted out.
Wonderful, thank you.
No problem at all. Anything else you got, folks, want me to bring over for you? The Sky Ray is particularly tasty if you add some of the bitter radish with it.
And I look at Cass.
If you're feeling adventurous, right ahead.
Sure, why not?
All right, I'll bring a platter of that over for you.
She likes that. She's impressed with that. She's like, okay. She's gonna watch you eat it first, though.
Not born yesterday, will make note.
So yeah, so it is, by the way, it's quote early morning. So you folks are having sort of a meaty brunch, if you will. And yeah, so no problem at all getting rooms to stay here for the evening. Literally, basically, the first ones checking. You know, most folks are getting rooms or doing so later in the afternoon. So yep, for sure, got space for you.
Amazing.
Private rooms, if so, how many?
I mean, we're about to get ourselves sorted in terms of getting money online, etc. So let's splash. Mysel can have his own room. Even.
Very good.
Do you want your own room?
That's a good question. I guess. Jasper would.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. You know, Mysel, I've never actually seen you sleep.
I have.
Well, that's good. It would be very strange if you didn't.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep is important.
Yeah.
Cats right now. What?
Michael's making a similar expression as well. He's like, all right.
Alexandria's confused also?
How long did you say you've known each other?
Oh, he's my kid. But I didn't raise him.
So you've never seen him sleep?
I'm always the first one to knock off.
Interesting. Sure. Okay. Okay. You know, for people who are on borrowed time, you guys certainly do spend a lot of time beating around the bush, don't you?
I'm not on borrowed time.
No ticking for you, right? You said that. I mean, no, the sound for you, right? You said that.
It's more that.
Well, I mean, Meisel has a lot of time anyway, so it's fine.
Well, he's very small for a human, isn't he?
That is true.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
It's also a matter of. It's important to know who to trust and who to share information with. And I think I have a good feeling about you, but at the same time, I mean, we only just met. And so there are some things that, well, we'd rather people, rather wasn't widely known.
I couldn't agree with that philosophy more, my friend. And she just sort of like, she sits back, she goes, take your time. I mean, I'm here for you guys at this point, so.
Do you lie? Are you a liar?
No.
Never?
I didn't say never. It would be a lie to say I've never lied. You don't seem like you lie.
I try not to.
Just getting better.
You said I was getting better at lying, but I'm not getting better at lying.
Maybe you forget just how bad you were at lying.
Probably.
I'll say this. The truth, I think, is pretty conditional. And when it comes to trusting somebody, well, if you guys were to tell me some stuff that you wanted me to keep a secret, or you wanted to not be widely known, and somebody else directly asked me if I knew that information, it'd kind of be a lie to say no, wouldn't it? But you'd rather I did that, wouldn't you?
Depends on who you're talking to.
Are there people that need to know these things that you guys are trying so hard to keep secret?
There are things that people want to know.
It's a very philosophical way of looking at things.
Not really, it's kind of literal.
All I'm saying is, I don't necessarily think like that. I think it's just a matter of who your allegiances are to. Put it that way.
Have you ever been tortured, Kasia?
Oh, that's a very intense question to ask pretty much anyone.
Is that a threat?
No.
No.
It's not a good time.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind if I ever find myself in that kind of a situation. Am I going to get into that kind of a situation?
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
When you were talking about having to talk about things that you don't want to talk about.
Okay. So, if I were tortured, you're asking whether I would then tell the truth about the things you guys don't want me to. That's asking a lot of somebody you just met. You guys just said we just
That's
met.
why we're beating around the bush.
We've just met. We're not really sure if we can trust you or tell you many things, but have you been tortured at all at some point, out of curiosity?
A lot of the point, Kasia, is your protection.
I mean, if I was...
Because you seem lovely, don't get me wrong.
Thank you very much.
And you have good friends, people we trust.
I'm glad to hear it. They probably wouldn't have sent me otherwise. I can't promise you that That's not fair to say now, is it? Well, if you trust the Dasamali, you should probably trust me. That's all I'm saying. Maybe just don't tell me whatever you wouldn't tell him.
Have we moved up to the rooms at this point? Because
it's entirely up to you. Where
yeah,
I
think that like this chat is like happening as we're unpacking bags or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And Spider says, "Have you ever heard of Lucas Edgewater, the great explorer?"
Yes, you have.
Aha! Yes, I have.
Well, okay. So the reason is because he's got a statue in the middle in the Founders District.
I see.
That would do it.
Oh yeah, the bronze guy. Yeah.
That guy.
Scale of 1 to 10. How much does it look like Lucas Jr.?
That's what I want to know too. We're definitely going to have to make a trip.
What do you mean, the bronze guy?
Yeah, that's exactly what Spider says. It says, "What do you mean, the bronze guy?"
Oh, I mean, I can. Probably better to show you rather than tell you. I think once the sun starts going down a little bit, it's probably a good time to go down to the Founders Quarter, and I can just show you. Why do you ask?
We're trying to find his lost airship.
Huh. Well, that is interesting, isn't it?
Why?
Because I think airships are cool.
Oh.
What other reason would there be?
I just wondered. Really?
That's okay. I just think they're neat.
Oh wow.
Go ahead.
You broke stream. Well done.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Go ahead.
I'm not.
We're already out of it. Go ahead.
I just think they're neat. Oh, learning one very specific thing makes it very difficult not to do that one specific thing.
Oh, incredible.
Oh,
man. Sorry. I didn't think it would have quite that effect.
My whole brain just went,
Must
not.
Must.
Oh. So you just like airships because they also fly?
I mean, yeah, kind of. Got a lot of cool things coming in and out of the caravan gate there.
Oh.
Really only about for flying, considering where we are. We don't get a lot of there aren't quite as many land vehicles.
That makes sense.
I'm sure. Well, I don't know whether. Huh. Maybe there's something on the plaque.
The plaque?
About where you find the airship. Well, it's the bronze guy. The guy you were just talking about. Just kind of a local figure, I guess you could say. You might have seen it on the tour, but you would have had to squint. And probably only you would have seen it. And she points to Switch.
Are you telling me that Lucas Edgewater is in this town?
Well,
in a manner of speaking,
a bronze
one.
Oh, like a statue?
Yeah.
Took me a minute to put those pieces together.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
It's okay. I'm struggling with which Lucas. I'm very confused. It's fine.
Do you know multiple? Doesn't seem like a super common name. I mean, I guess it could be.
Yeah.
His grandson.
What? Yes.
His grandson was a friend of ours.
Ah, I see.
I mentioned someone getting kidnapped down in the Underdark.
Your friend Lucas, then.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
It's okay. We're going to find him.
That seems just as reasonable as anything else. Is there anything that you guys need, or...
What or who is in Saints Rise?
Saints Rise. Well, that's where all the temples and stuff are.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we were sort of coming around the bend there?
Yes.
So all the temples and the places of worship and things like that, all those things happen sort of in Saints Rise.
So, all of them, the whole pantheon?
I mean, not necessarily the pantheon itself, but anybody that you wanted to worship, if they've got sort of believers here going on in Cliffspider, then that's where you'd find them. Yeah, there aren't churches in other places. Why?
Oh, I wanted to go inside one and see what happens.
Sure.
I'm just going I'm sorry. The only thing I'm wondering, I can just imagine someone listening to this conversation, in passing, go into a temple and wonder what happens. Is this a variable condition with you?
I have no idea.
At this point, Kaz was like, "Yep, whatever you want. You want to stay away from the holy days, but
why?
Well, it might be seen as rude to just sort of walk in and stand there if you didn't have any intention of, participating."
Oh.
Is there a particular god that you worship that you want to go see about, or?
Oh no, I just wanted to check any of them.
Any at all?
Yes, Yes. I need,
okay. Sounds good to me. Yeah, like I said, you want to stay away from the holy days, so yeah, there are a couple that I probably wouldn't take you to today, of all days, but yeah.
Is it a holiday today?
Not a holiday, no. I just, everybody's got their own schedule. Hang on a second. Sir?
Wellington has
an
taken the
AirPod
initiative.
Is what he has.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
He wasn't biting it, but he was
playing
gingerly hold it in his little beak.
This is mine now.
Mostly because of the expression you're making.
This is mine.
Sorry about that. I was just like, what is that white thing? What? Wellington. Anywho. Yeah. No, it's not a holiday. It's just, like I said, I really don't want to walk in on anybody's. It's kind of a big no-no. You just don't walk in on somebody's sort of worship service time.
No.
Yeah, you're a little bit more. By the way, you're a little bit more than about a 10-day away from the next actual celebration, which would be the celebration of craftsfolk.
Okay, cool.
Which is on the 28th.
Oh.
So that tends to be officially it's just a day, but it tends to be more like a day and a half, or a culmination day and a half citywide. Fine arts demonstration and during the day and ridiculous party at night.
Mm-hmm.
So
like a ridiculous party.
Go over to the artist quarter if you guys are still here around that time. You guys kind of seem like you all have different things that you're looking to do while you're here.
Mm-hmm.
It took us a long time to get here, and we're just sort of getting our bearings.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, that's what I'm here for. I'm not going to stick around here in the room, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, no. I assume you have places.
Going to go now, actually.
You pointed out your roost to us, I think, right, on the tour.
Yeah. That's so I'll be headed there, for the nights and stuff. But happy to come back bright and early and pick you guys up and take you wherever you want to go. But if you want to go there now, Yeah, I mean, we can. That's perfectly all right with me.
That's like the opposite direction to the Founders Quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It is. You guys probably shouldn't split up.
What? Why?
I mean, you know what? You guys have been on another. You get your do your thing. Do your thing. Sure.
I just thought you meant there might be some sort of danger.
There's always danger. I've said that.
But like danger of you split up.
There's safety in numbers, Aerith.
And by definition, one of you will be traveling without a guide.
But it's so much more intriguing to split the party.
Split the party. So many different ways.
Yeah, I think Switch says, Kazra, I think it would be very kind of you to accompany Aerith to the temples. Mysel, you do whatever you want. And then he holds out his hand in just not towards you, but towards the side of the room, and flying across the room, a walking stick just comes from under the bed and just catches it in his hand. And he says, I'm going to go for a stroll. And just walks out.
She's just kind of sort of tilting her head.
You get used to it.
I will take you at your word.
And somewhere during that conversation, Spider had donned a heavy coat and a top hat.
Without anyone else noticing.
Yeah, it's just between shots.
And no one noticed.
I was just gonna say, yes. You get this brilliant moment of the cane flying across, and he's not wearing a coat and top hat, and then they all look at each other, and then they pan back as he's walking out the door, and he's got a coat. He's got the coat. What? Wait.
He's got style. I'll say that.
No, he doesn't.
I have never seen a hat like that before in my entire life, but he seems to wear it well.
I mean, he wears it with confidence.
He sure does, and he will get... I hope he's not trying to be sneaky. That's all I
No, he wouldn't wear that hat if he was trying to be sneaky. Or that face.
I would hope not. I would hope. Or that face?
Yes?
Are they interchangeable? Does he have more than one? Is that...
No, in the sense of putting your face on. You don't have that expression?
To be fair, you did see me with half a face of stubble the first time, and then...
That's valid. She sort of gestures to her face full of feathers and goes, not personally, but I do understand what you mean.
Do those feathers change?
No, they'd be hard to disguise, though. I'll say that. I'd probably have to stick my head in a can of paint or something.
That sounds strange. You should probably not do that.
I'm not going to. It doesn't sound very pleasant at all. But I guess if I...
Depends on the method you use to disguise yourself.
I don't know of any other ones, but
Could wear a big coat.
Big coat.
A big coat and maybe a mask.
By the way, I think it would be terribly cool if the full 60 just had an absolute delight of party masks. So I think that is now a thing.
Ooh.
The more outlandish and ornate and decorated, just the more over the top, the better.
The only ones that could actually wear plague doctor masks, effectively.
They would be uncomfortable.
They got really confused by plague doctor masks. They were like, "How? Wait,
Jerry? Oh, you're not Jerry." Oh man.
Should we
I
take
love the
a
idea of the first time they see a masquerade ball and just like these two 146 just tapping the other one on the shoulder, man. Look.
Look.
Should we take a break?
Yes, good time for a break.
Good time for
All
a
right.
break.
Right.
Hey.
All right.
Radical.
Yay.
Excellent. Yep, we are definitely officially back. I can see us being back.
Huzzah. I should hope so. I pressed the buttons. I pressed all the buttons.
I pressed the buttons. I did everything I was supposed to. God.
Don't press the button, Mike.
Wrong button.
Why do we even have that button?
I just saw KJ's comment, and I like this time slot much better. It's like bedtime stories. Remembers creepy dragon voice. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I mean,
love it.
Be careful
Love
what you
it.
ask for.
Yeah, there is definitely that. Okay.
What are the chances we're going to have to be a dragon in the city?
Somewhere around yes. I mean,
I would say very high, given that you said that now.
Oh no, you're right. Oh god,
that's practically a challenge to the GM right
what
there.
have I done?
We
Yeah.
talked about not saying things.
What are
like
the
this.
chances of the GM challenging your character's central tension?
I mean, as a one-time MC, I'm gonna say not.
Yeah.
If you think I'm in charge of the tension in Daybreak, that you're wrong.
That's fair. They don't need any help.
No, I don't need to do a damn thing.
Why-
I sit there.
Why challenge the central tension when you can just add new ones?
Thank you, Sam.
Random Tension of the Month Club. Let's do that.
Oh,
We've got subscriptions, don't we?
I'm subscribed.
All right.
Subscribed and logged in. Let's go.
Yeah, let's start out here. 1 second. Okay, let's just stop that. Oh, my light here keeps moving. Here we are. That should just sit better. So let's start talking about Spider on his jaunt across town.
Yeah, I'm heading over to the Founders District because I want to see that statue.
I thought you might be heading that way. Very good. So just for perspective, by the way, that river that you're crossing there is 30 or more meters wide. Just to give you a sense of scale. Big river. Yeah. All right. Just to give you a sense of scale, the river's about is somewhere between 30 and 40 meters wide. Okay. Just to give you a sense of scale. It's I mean, if you by straight line distance, it's not horrid. It's a few minutes walk to get over to the Founders Quarter, right?
Yeah.
I think something which is going to cross your mind is that you were sort of given this idea that there's somewhere between 9,000 and 10,000 people who live here, and the city isn't big enough for that. I think that is going to be something that crosses your mind at some point. I mean, you just because you are, because of your background, you do roof running and things like that. You sort of have to have a very good sense of time and distance to get away with that stuff. And so I think you would probably be the first person to realize that, between the aerial tour you've gotten before and now with your boots on the ground pacing it out, that it's a bloody big river. But it chews up a huge chunk of the town because they didn't build around it. They literally just, and so that green space on the map is literally is very lightly built up. It's literally a green strip of grass and what have you, bushes and things that are just it's a small valley that you obviously over time the river has sort of carved a depression into the rock that's been rounded out by time and wind and what have you. So that little bowl, if you will, that trough that the river runs through is this sort of green corridor that snakes through the city. It's largely unbuilt. The biggest exception to that is the area around the pubs and bedhouses, that area. But there they've done what's happened is that the very expensive places are in the green space, and so they're large with big gardens around them. Whereas the spaces which are into the more, basically just sitting on the solid rock of the escarpment cap, the cliff top, are just your typical place like where you're at right now. Same thing with the Voyager's Gate. There's all kinds of business there, but a lot of it, honestly, just seems to be badly optimized, is the politest way to put it. It's definitely not Confederate construction. This is not the way the Confederacy does stuff. There's too much of this has been laid out because it's pretty.
Which is very interesting, because it is theoretically owned by the Confederacy.
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
I mean, the obvious, sort of, there's this implicit that the last place you saw that sort of fit this bill was Glitter Delta Cove, which was some place that the Confederacy had occupied after it had been built by somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. The open market is badly named because mostly. Have you seen pictures of places like Hong Kong and Hyderabad, where it's a street, but because everyone has got those sunshades popped out, there's this roof over the whole street.
Yeah,
that's what this entire place is like. It's an absolute warren of.
I love those streets. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's a complete.
There's a bunch of them in Tokyo that I went to.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no. So essentially this place is there's the main road that runs right through the middle of it, and then branching off in every other direction is this absolute, rabbit's warren of nothing but side streets that crisscross each other. And when this place is being a market, as it is now, you can't see the sky because of all of the sunshades that are up.
Yeah. I think Spider sort of takes his time going through this area and just wandering around, appearing to look at shops and try things and buy various random odds and ends, snacks, whatever. Yeah. But what he's really trying to do is just get a bit of a lay of the land of the city. I might invoke my trait here, which is the one where I get to. I've got to pull it up to find the exact wording. Hold on. It's that I notice things that people normally wouldn't notice. Once per session, I can just sort of, ask you, and I just want to get a feel for what the undercurrent is.
Sure. So again, you're going to wind up seeing almost 10%. It's probably closer to 8%. Closer. So about 1 person in 12 is either full 60 or orc, or what the hell is that? And by what the hell is that, I mean it's taller than an orc, narrower than you are at the shoulder, really lanky, and there's just no polite way to say it, ugly as all get out. And kind of shuffling along, almost dragging knuckles, but not quite, and yet very obviously intelligent, because it's actually, stopping to, one of them is haggling in some language you absolutely have never heard before. That kind of sounds like the noise that a seagull would make if you dropped it tail first into a wood chipper. That sounds like the language it's speaking. Which is really hard on the ears, by the way. But the person he's speaking to,
and messy,
yes, very messy. But the person that they're speaking to, which is, I think you're pretty sure is a half elf, seems to understand what they're going on, even though there seems to be a certain level of pantomiming and pointing going on. They're obviously trading what looks to be, to your eye, a raw ore of some kind, probably silver, for what looks to be a selection of construction materials. Stuff like hard iron chisels, mauls, stuff like that, and But
All right, so
then
the
it
guy like
basi-
has a wagon or something.
No, that's the part. He literally
just
and
carries
then
it
he
all.
literally. I was just going to say yes, and then to your absolute horror, he basically unslings what would sort of a proportionately sized golf bag, loads to you what would be a Lucas in armor's worth of stuff into it, slings it over his shoulder, and wanders through the crowd. And he's not like head above the crowd. He's like middle of his forearm and shoulders and head above the crowd, kind of this weird wobbling slope as he strolls along, and everyone's getting out of his way, whatever
It's the big boy. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, but like I say, but because he's so lanky proportioned, the display of strength is almost surprising.
Yeah.
So there is quite I think the other thing which is going to cross your you will not fail to notice because of your background is that there is stuff for sale here from places that aren't in the Confederacy. You will find a fine selection of razorback knives, which are one of the preferred fighting weapons of the Empire. And in another area, you will find some absolutely superlative medical kits. Basically, it's a little package about three sizes. Like three textbooks stacked on one, but there's enough healing materials in there, bandages, poultices, blah blah blah. Cleansing oils, etc. To keep practically anyone from anything from dying of practically anything, and the only place that makes them that good is the Deliverance. Mm-hmm. So again, that doesn't quite line up with your description of this place being wholly owned and operated by the Confederacy.
Yeah.
Unless the Gouvernoy is politely turning an eye on this, that's weird. But there's there's an absolutely cosmopolitan trade going on in this market. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
The Founders Quarter is the usual rare air that you are used to of. This is absolutely classic Confederate construction. It's square, everything neatly lined up, tidy hedges, blah blah blah, and with an oversized house for the Gouvernoy. Out in front of the Gouvernoy's residence is the central square, because that's how they build them here. And in the middle of it is, that's a painting of your grandfather, done in brass or in bronze.
And does it? How much does it look like?
He's just dabbing.
He's dabbing.
I'm just going to say it's that the dramatic pose. It's the dramatic pose. Arm
hand on the
outstretched, hand on the heart, hand outstretched, with a dove or possibly a badly rendered raptor just off the edge of his finger, as though having just left into flight.
Right. How much does it look like Lucas Jr. is the real question.
Surprisingly is the best description.
I think that's fair. Yeah, so I think that's just a very long shot.
I'm just going to say, I don't want to say that, your grandfather was bald as an egg. Lucas Jr. was certainly not. There's a few things like that are part of the equation, but hang on a sec. I just posted something, an image to the chat channel. But yeah, that nice. Just imagine that guy done in bronze. Practically identical clothing with the cloak, done as well and everything else. Like I say, but the pose, hand over the heart, the classic sign of fealty to the Confederate ideal. The hand outstretched, gesturing, apparently as coincident would have it, towards the interior of the plains, and off the tip of his finger, like I say, is a small raptor or a falconet or something, or possibly a dove or something. It's from where you're at, it's kind of hard to tell, and let's be honest, birds aren't your thing anyway. So
hey,
no, they're really not the spider. That's not.
Yeah.
Take that personally.
Who knows? Yeah, I think this is like a very long shot of Spider leaning on the cane and just like staring up at this statue. I have to think about what comes next, so maybe go over to the other guys.
Sure, that makes perfect sense. So yeah, for you folks, what is the cunning plan? Oh, cunning plan people.
Oh, you're asking Alexandre what a cunning plan is? Alexandre doesn't do that.
What is the random impulse of the day then?
Right. Heading to. Oh wait, is Mysel going with Alexandre?
Mysel would probably ask if that was what you wanted.
Sweet Mysel. Sweet Mysel.
Is there anything else you would want to do?
I mean, I can occupy myself. Just got the sense that this was something you wanted to do on your own. I mean, you should probably take Kaz still. Just it's easier for me to not get noticed. New city, new dangers, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I think I would like to go alone.
Okay.
Alone with the...
As alone as you're able.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
So...
Saints Rise, please?
Sure thing. We're gonna have to hoof it, just like we did when we came in here. They don't like it when we...
Well, I can't fly, so that's okay.
I would obviously take care of the flying part, but I'm happy to. It's not that long of a walk. We should be there like pretty soon. I'm happy to answer questions along the way, but there's not really a whole lot of interesting stuff between here and there. And she's sort of like walking and talking, gesturing with her wings a little bit. And yeah, they start making their way down to Saints Rise.
Town, if you will.
Okay.
We're walking fast.
Yep.
It's fast.
Anything you folks chatting about as you stroll?
If
never left here.
not that I can remember, no. I mean, I've spent pretty much my whole life here.
How old
I've
are you?
been, guess in you guys' terms, like probably about, counts on the hands, 24, 23.
Oh, so almost, well, like Spider. Switch.
Spider Switch, yeah. He looks like he's lived a lot more life than I have. I'm totally honest.
Probably, yes.
You guys, pardon my saying so, but you guys really seem like you are running from something rather than going to something. What,
No. Well, not...
No?
I mean, both?
Both. Well, that's pretty much like everybody that shows up here, so that makes sense. It's just...
Everyone here is running from something?
I mean, everybody everywhere is running from something, right?
Maybe?
You're kind of a literal-minded person, huh, Edith?
A bit, yes.
That's fine. Choose a phrase for people who have lies to tell anyway. what I mean is, you guys seem real worried that something's going to catch up with you. And I guess I'm kind I just wanted to know if I could help. I get that you guys don't trust me. We don't know each other that well yet, but I don't think I'm being a very good tour guide if you spend the whole time looking over your shoulders. Not literally, just figuratively looking to see if anyone is there.
I mean that there are people looking for us, so you can't be a better tour guide if.
Ooh.
I mean, it's only paranoia if there isn't actually someone there, right?
That's a really good point. I was not expecting you to say that. I just assumed it was paranoia. I don't know who'd be looking for you here. Up here of all places, they'd have to want to find you real bad, huh?
Or they would have to know that we would get here eventually.
Well, yeah, but they probably stick out a lot too,
Or they would just
huh?
be chasing.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, do you know who it is, or is it just Do you mind if I ask?
No.
I'm asking.
Okay.
Who's looking for you?
A few people. One of them is like I think she's like 200 or 300 years old, so she's very old.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty old for a human.
Finding us, and that's not. It's not good. And the other one, I don't know. I don't think I'm allowed to say because it's not mine.
Not yours. Okay. That's fair enough. I will keep my eye out for 200 to 300-year-old ladies, and if I see one,
she doesn't look 200 to 300 years old.
Looks good
very
for
nice
age.
Calves.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I'll
keep an eye out for nice calves.
Very nice calves. Yeah. I mean, most people wear pants up here, but
probably not her. So if you see calves,
that's how I'll know.
That's how you'll know.
That's how I'll know. Okay, I will keep a lookout for bear calves. Bear human calves.
Not bear
nice
calves. No.
No, like bear human. Well, no, like
like naked calves.
Naked calves. Yeah, I guess naked's the word I was looking for. I just try not to say that. It seems kind of rude to say, but yeah, naked calves, and then they're nice. I'll keep an eye out for them.
Yes.
Bird's eye view. How's that?
I don't know how you would see calves from a bird's eye view, but okay.
You know, if you're coming from the side, you can.
Okay.
But probably not. I can't fly over the city, so there probably won't be a whole lot of help. But look, I'll keep a lookout. Either way, we have reached our destination. Questions, comments, complaints, concerns may be forwarded to me.
Okay. So Saints Rise is a busy place, as most of these type areas tend to be. Because, as I've commented before, it's a you may have a preferred deity because it's the primary aspect of your life, but if you're going on a trip, you stop in at the shrine for the goddess of travel. You know, if you're off to get into, if you're going to be doing something particularly complicated in terms of magical studies, you drop into the Lord of Magic shrine, etc., etc. So you patronize whoever it is you need favor of currently. But you'll always have that either prime divinity or ascended saint who represents sort of the who of you are on a day-to-day basis. I think the one thing that's going to be kind of head scratchy is that unless most places you've seen, this is called the Saints' Rise, because most places, most of the shrines are actually to the ascended saints. This place is almost, well, actually there aren't any here. It's all the gods. All of the temples and shrines are dedicated to a prime divinity.
All of them.
All of them.
To an individual prime divinity.
Yes.
In the same place or separate?
Oh, they're all it's all throughout the district, but yes. So each, I posted in the Discord channel the list. I can post it in the chat as well if you like. But yeah, the list of what gods and goddesses are represented.
Interesting. Okay.
Saints Rise is so named because, as if you take a look at the map, it literally is sitting up on a little bit of an artificial promontory. It looks. So there's literally a retaining wall that elevates, Saints Rise almost 1.5 meters above its surroundings. The ground does sort of heap here, and then it looks like literally that they just, built a box around it and leveled the whole thing off, so it's all the same height. But yeah, it's almost 1.5 meters taller. So the roads that come and go in and out of it actually are slightly a bit of a ramp to get to cover that distance. That having been said, obviously the blue frame on the district is that it sprawls outside of that raised area. There are innumerable small little other things, but all of the official, any of the permanent places of worship, the temples and shrines, are up on Saints Rise, and there isn't a saint represented amongst them. All of the saint worship, if you will, are on little temporary ad hoc that have been sort of put together by somebody, and they're all outside of the raised area within the blue zone, that delineates the district. But they're all very much they're very small even for shrines, right?
Mm.
So is there anybody on this particular list that you're interested in going to sit in on? I know you said any one, but I mean, we're all different things, so why not take your pick, right? If I may make a recommendation, Leah has a favorite of mine. She's the Lady of Wanderers, and you guys seem kind of like wanderers, so I think it'd be kind of fitting if you wanted to sit in on her for a little bit.
Why do you like her?
I like the way her name sounds.
Okay.
Sounds strange, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're not my gods, strictly speaking. Don't tell anybody I said that. I mean, obviously, praise be to them or whatever. But they're kind of looks around. If I'm being perfectly honest, they are. I guess they're a little bit like storybook characters to me, so I kind of pick them based on what their names sound like, or how, or what they do. Seems like the most judicious way,
Like storybook.
Yeah. Like a storybook.
Okay, well, I will try Leah first, then.
Okay.
I'm gonna head on over and in.
Over and in.
Does what happens to the song?
So I just actually need to double check something before I answer that question. So just give me a moment.
Love that. I love
That's such a fun answer.
Yeah. I just need to double check the map of Glitter Delta Cove.
I have a little
because I
fear.
don't want to. Yeah, well, you should.
Oh, thanks.
It's the honesty for me.
Just give me a sec. Where's the map? Oh, there we are. Okay.
I love how I look at the list and I'm like, Goddess of Chaos, did you say? Goddess of Chaos? No. Alexandre would not. I would.
I mean, I was going to say that, and then I was like, wait, that's not, no. This isn't Shawnee here.
This isn't me. This is Alexandre.
No.
Hang on a second. Michelle possibly did a dummy. I just need to double check something. I will be just a moment. I want to make sure I'm not contradicting myself.
Scaring me unnecessarily?
Yes, literally.
Only necessarily. Only necessarily scared.
Only necessary scares will be allowed.
Yeah. Terror in my campaign will be well earned.
I mean, same.
Which reminds me of the game we first played on stream where Sam was GM and terror was everywhere. All the time. Just everything was terror.
It was...
Terror was everywhere.
It's a bad time.
It was a bad
Oh, that was
time.
Shadow the Demon Lord, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
It was a great time, but it was
we had a great
terrifying
time, but it
all
was
the time.
awful.
Like in world, bad time.
Yes.
In world, bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say that. Yeah, that game is what sold me on the part where you folks were swapping characters and each of you trusted each other to add something unique to a character was what basically sold me on you lot as people I wanted to game with.
It was a very fun mechanic. I think it made it maybe made it not the best game for streaming because the audience were often very confused.
Oh, no, everyone got it because we were all committing to those characters. So we all...
That's true.
We had a roster of characters,
you could just
and we would
jump
just
in
pick...
on an episode.
And you would just take different characters, depending on who you felt like needed to go out to do a mission.
Yes, and I like I say,
Different
I thought the whole
characters.
thing was just ingenious.
I like that. Like I sort of said to everyone at the beginning, is like, you don't have to, like, if someone's doing like a particular accent for a thing, don't feel to need to, like, don't feel like that's like a barrier of entry for some character. But obviously then went and just picked a bunch of actors anyway.
Yes.
Because why wouldn't I? And like there were characters that was like people were like, I want to play that character, and it wasn't like because of the mechanics. It wasn't because someone else who had like codified what that character was like had done it in a way they went, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to be that person for a day.
My
Let me
Russian
just
is
be that
rusty.
person.
Let me just
Let me-
like that.
No, I thought it was fantastic. Yeah.
I'm
Apologies.
liking
Let's
this
just take.
reprieve from terror. I'll be honest. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I do apologize for the delay. Just another moment here. Naturally, I'm trying to be in a rush, and my machine is therefore slugging. Because why wouldn't I bother rendering this entire map at night with over 70 different distinct light sources? Michelle, stop doing that.
Yeah, just about that.
That's not a mood at all.
Like it's beautiful. It's the two night maps I've done for this campaign are absolutely lovely. But then there's that whole part where must be usable.
Is still map.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to verify something about a couple of the. Do I have names turned off on this? Yes, I do have those turned off. Turn those back on, please. I just want to double check that I didn't set a dumb precedent, as it were. No, I did not. Okay, cool. All right. And no, don't save changes. Thank you. I appreciate your patience. And so, just because I cannot exactly remember, I am going to make a specific statement for context. Do you remember the place that you had gone in and had tested done the audio test? It seems to me that was a saint, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was a saint. Yes,
it was a saint.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. All right. And that's where you wound up chatting with the woman who explained to you that yes, we get people in here who hear voices all the time, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to make sure. Okay.
I think that was a god, wasn't it? We talked to. It was the priest of the god of knowledge.
God of knowledge. Okay, that's what I wanted. Thank you. Okay.
I don't know if that. Well, no, it was the Boreador one wasn't a priest.
No, it was not, and we didn't see them. Oh no, they weren't.
Well, we met their acolyte.
We met their acolyte.
Then we're like,
yeah. Okay, then I know why I did that, because it's the god of knowledge. Okay, yes, fair enough. Okay. So, and so you're going into the temple of the Lady of Wanderers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And then I just need to double check one thing there.
Whether she's wandering or home.
Yes.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, the lady's not here right now.
Please leave a message.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask dangerous questions.
I
counter offer.
will only ask dangerous questions.
Lady of Wanderers. There we are. Yeah, she's an ascended saint. Okay, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. All right. Then yes, as you enter the temple, the music stays out on the road, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Directionally?
Yes.
So if she turns around, faces it, music there, that way.
Yes. A better way of explaining.
Sound song. Okay.
Surround sound song.
So keep in mind that to you, the song has always been directional. It has always called you from a particular, from a particular bearing.
Yes.
So for lack of a better way of putting it, imagine that the temple is soundproof walls. And so what happens is, because the only way you can hear the music is through the open door of the temple, that's now where you hear it. As you step back out into the street, the sound swings around to the direction you are used to hearing it from.
Oh, that's weird.
What's weird?
Oh, I don't even know how to explain it.
So for you, the song has always roughly come from the north, northwest.
Okay.
And I need to try another one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We can try another one. Sure. One in particular, or
what about Nellis?
Nellis. Nellis, not Malfa, huh? Okay. I guess you guys are ground people. Sure. Mm-hmm. That one's just sort of like, it's like up to over one. Yeah, this way.
All right. You make your way over there.
I am not used to navigating on the ground. This is interesting.
Yeah, you can't see anything. There's stuff in your face all the time, like people. Okay. Yeah. The buildings blocking line of sight you could work with, but the people in the way.
Surely taller than most of them, but maybe.
Yeah. So, Anellis, of course, goddess of the earth and mountains, given where you're at. It's a full temple. And yeah. The music doesn't seem to... The music remains audible to you in its usual direction.
From inside?
Yes.
Huh. Gods but not saints. Gods but not saints? Why gods but not saints?
You're asking the wrong. You're asking the wrong girl.
Just for fun, Alexandra's gonna try Vakulazai.
Okay, let me just double check. Vakulazai, Lady of War, another saint. And yes, again, she's got a shrine. Not as important, but still valued around here as, for example, the Earth and Mountains. But yes, the sound stays out on the street. The shrine is, again, it's the sensation of being a soundproof box. You know.
Why?
Why what?
What?
Thank you, Danny.
I try.
I normally hear music and I'm not hearing music, but I am hearing music, but is it possible to close the door? The door?
Well, I'm just going to say, well, I think you'll get the door mostly closed before someone wanders over and says, no, we have to leave that opening. It's far too stuffy in here.
Just for a moment, thank you.
And pushes you out of the way and reopens the door. But yes, it just in being in the process of even being behind the door was enough to muffle the sound further. You are left with the impression that if the door was completely closed, you would be unable to hear the song in here.
I need to know something. I need to learn.
I think if you wanted to come here and close the doors, you would probably have to come here during a different time of day. A lot of traffic around here in the mid-afternoon. People don't like being shut up like that.
Heads out. Because that's... Silence is scary. Scary. So, heads out. I'm used to hearing music in my head, and when I go into the shrines of the ascended saints, I don't hear the music, but then when I go into the temples, I hear the music. The gods, the gods don't mind, but or maybe not the gods, but La Chanson doesn't like the saints, maybe?
So you hear the music all the time, but not when you go in there. Do you like the music? Is it good music?
It's good music.
But you don't like the music.
I don't know.
Oh, I guess if you live with something in your head like all the time, you guys probably wouldn't notice it at all. I guess that makes sense.
No, I notice it all the time.
Oh. Well, I guess you wouldn't form an opinion about it. Like, I don't have
I
an
had
opinion.
an opinion. I just don't know what it is now.
You had an opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what it is anymore.
No.
What's in the spot where the opinion used to be?
Not an opinion. I'm confused.
So no opinion.
Or every opinion.
I guess. I was with you until you said that.
Oh, you were with me with the music in my head?
It's not any weirder than anything else anybody else has said so far.
That's fair.
Everybody has an internal monologue.
Alexandra's never considered that. Oh no.
Yours just so happens to be singing. Right?
I mean, I don't...
Are you okay?
I have to whisper the line. I have to. There's no other option right now.
What?
Question to the song. Are you my inner monologue?
That's cute.
No.
Okay. No, it's not my inner monologue. Oh, I was scared for a moment. I was very afraid.
Did you get that answer?
Yes.
From even within the temple?
Oh, no, I left it. We left.
Yeah, no, she's
yeah,
standing
you
on the
had it
street
out.
at
Oh,
this
I
point.
missed
Yeah.
that bit.
No.
My bad.
Yeah.
Silence is scary. We're not doing
Yes.
that for too long.
Even if it just sounds like from outside. Yes.
Come out here and I'll tell you.
I'm saying that to my face.
Yeah, you want to come out here and say that? Yeah.
It's not my inner monologue, I asked.
You asked your inner monologue if it was your inner monologue?
No. I asked the chanson, not my inner monologue.
What's Le Chanson?
It's, the music? The song? My head?
Le Chanson. That's a pretty name for a song.
It's, well, I mean, it means that it's okay.
So you asked it.
Hmm?
You asked it. It's not your inner monologue.
No.
So it's an addition to your inner monologue.
Yes.
Like, music with words. That's cool.
It doesn't have words, really.
No, but your inner monologue has words. So like when a poet is speaking, and then there's like music, there's like a lyre in the background. You know? Kind of working together.
But no, separate, completely separate. Sort of like, how I'm talking to you and you have your thoughts.
Yes.
Now imagine that instead of me talking to you from here, I'm talking to you in your head, but I'm not saying words, I'm just music.
So your song's having a conversation with your inner monologue all the time.
Sort of.
That sounds distracting.
Oh, yes.
When do you have time to think?
All the time?
Or is it, well, it just does. Okay, let's see. Let's try, so you need a temple, not a shrine. What about Curiel here? The goddess of travel. You guys are travelers.
Yes. Okay. We go into the temple of Curiel.
As you are beginning to suspect, the gods and goddesses don't seem to the song doesn't seem to have a problem with the gods and goddesses, or vice versa. You can't tell which, but yeah.
Is this temple inhabited as well?
Yes, there are. I mean, it's middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, I thought so.
in a busy town. Okay, there are all of these places here are active and busy.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought I'd ask.
What does Alexandria know about the saints versus the gods?
The most obvious answer is all of the saints ascended as a result of heroics during the war. Specifically, let me grab the timeline. That's not the button I wanted, Michelle. Thank you. Timeline all the way down the bottom. Bloody barking hell. Where did I put it? There we are. General world history. So, the Lesser Races Rebellion. All of the ascended saints are heroes from the tail end of the Lesser Races Rebellion and into the period of the collapse, and were all ascended during the opening years of the Great Darkness.
During the Great Darkness.
Yep.
What happened during the Great Darkness?
Well, let's just say it's called that because the records are pretty sketchy. The short version of a long history lesson is that essentially all of the administration, record keeping, the literal fabric of civilization was maintained by the Giantkin, right? Mm-hmm. So when the Giantkin Empire collapsed, the lesser races, as they were known, literally had no ability to self-administer. In some cases, didn't, like, entire regions only knew how to do one thing. All they knew how to do was, produce a particular crop. They had no idea how to do blacksmithing. They weren't allowed to know. And so, and all of this disparate knowledge, if a farmer in the Giantkin Empire needed a new pickaxe, one was imported from the part of the lesser races in the empire that were the blacksmiths and were making pickaxes, right? And so, as soon as the Giantkin Empire collapsed, the lesser races had in some cases, no way to take care of themselves anymore. That is what the Great Darkness is. It's a period of 50 years of all of the, quote, lesser races, elves, humans, hobbits, halflings, dwarves, gnomes, etc., trying to reconstruct the skills to have a civilization. Mm-hmm. And that gets us up to, the first country to arise out of that is 250 years ago. Literally almost 700 years after the end of the Great Darkness. And that's the Deliverance of the Dawn, is the first nation state to form. But up to that point, there is no real structure like an empire or large. It's basically a loose patchwork of independent, rivalous, and conflicting city-states and subregions. The Deliverance is really the first. So there's literally this 500-year period. That's the start of recorded history, as you folks all have it. But the real part of recorded history starts 250 years ago. Or in the case of the Confederacy, 220 years ago.
Wouldn't it be like 500 years ago? If I'm reading the timeline right?
I'm probably doing there's a 500-year gap between the end of the Great Darkness and the founding of the Deliverance of the Dawn.
Just because I have been meaning to go over the timeline and make sure I'm reading it correctly.
Okay,
but
these dates are backwards in time from current day.
Oh, okay, because it's got minus 250 modern era.
Right. Yes.
And then this year is 217 modern era. So would that not be?
Oh yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yep.
Like 467
okay, so I was just
years.
going to say, yeah, no. Okay, so then there is a couple of, then it's actually, no, all of those dates are relative to current day. Because the Sky Anvil plane was settled 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because and the reason I do it that way is because the calendar you're running on is the Progress Confederacy. It's 217 in the Progress Confederacy, sure. Empire of the Burning Lash uses a different calendar, and so does the Deliverance of the Dawn.
So it's -10 from whatever the current day is, not the current,
right.
Not modern era -10. Right.
Right.
I'm going to need to go over this again.
I'm going to need someone to explain this to me when I am not
now. There's definitely a point where it's like, I need to double check that I'm reading this. I think I may have said, I think I've given misinformation about something about Mysol. And then I was like, I should make sure. And so it turns out, yes, I'm definitely reading this wrong. So
okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I'll have to go over that again.
Yeah. So just real fast, the history lesson. Giantkin Empire is prior to 1,000 years ago. The Giantkin Empire was uncontested 300 years, uncontested rulers of the continent. They had enslaved everybody else, straight up. About 1,000 years ago, the Wasting Plague strikes the Giantkin Empire, and so we work backwards from that watershed event. About 1,000, and these numbers are about, by the way, ±10%. Because again, until there's a country with a bureaucracy, history is whether or not someone remembered to write it down, right? So all of these numbers are ±10%. So, but roughly 1,000 years ago, and then roughly 10 years later, the Lesser Races Rebellion begins, and that runs for a little bit more than 20 years. And the precipitation of the rebellion in combination with the Wasting Plague triggers the collapse. Giantkin Empire literally ceases to exist.
So, where did the 460 come from?
The 460 are planar refugees. Now, it still says Iroquois, but it actually should be. Now, this information here, the planar refugees, is not well known. As a member of the Sinru, you would be privy to the truth. They are dimensional refugees. Everybody else, the story to practically everybody else is they always lived in the mountains, and until we started really deeply exploring, we hadn't really encountered them. Is the official line. But the reality is, yes, they are known to be
how long ago?
10 years.
Right.
30 years?
Let me just double check. I'm actually fixing the name because I realized I missed that one. Full 60. There we are. Full 60 Von Good. Copy. There we go. Bibbity bobbity boo. One sec.
It's
-30 on the timeline.
recent to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I was just double checking. Yeah. So yes. Yeah. So yes. It's over the span of about a year, they just literally started showing up. And yeah. Like I say, the Sinru are aware of the reality of their origin, but it's functionally not that, lack of a better way of putting it, it's just not important in terms of, it's understood that the Vol-60 showed up literally everywhere in the mountains around here. So there are some who are, living in the territories of the Deliverance, and some living in the territories of the Dawn. And well, for the case of the folk like Kaz, they're They're helping, they're taking in refugees. Of course we're going to, they're being nice to us. Of course we're going to be nice back. And that was sort of the founding, if you will, of the whole bush pilot thing that has been the reason that Cliff Spider exists.
Right.
Nothing exists without us.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alexandre scans brain with numbers that Chantel does not conceptualize. That will take time.
By the way, don't be afraid to natter at me over the course of the week via the game Discord about this, and I'm happy to answer questions and clarify. Excuse me.
Maybe they just didn't know about it? Maybe they didn't know about it. Maybe they didn't know about La Chanson. But if you don't know... Or because they were people... Maybe they don't hear it, and so maybe that's why.
Well, only not people hear the La Chanson? La Chanson?
No. Anyone can, but... I think so anyway.
I don't know if I could. I probably not me.
Can I try?
Well, I don't know. What are you going to try? I mean...
Sinister laughter.
I am going to... Oh, I don't know how she feels about it either. That's the problem. I'd like to invoke my zealous flaw.
No.
I thought you might.
Question-marked zealous flaw.
Uh-huh.
And try to allow Kazra to hear the song.
Okay. Where are you doing this?
Just in...
He says with a smile.
That's the real problem. Right, because at the end of the day, Alexandre, ADHD, right? So impulse. And the last time it was in a really dangerous place. And hey, look, we're in the middle of a street. Yeah, just in the middle of the street.
Sure.
Just in the middle of the street. Like, that's probably no problem, hey?
You know what? Like, find an alleyway, but like in the middle of the street otherwise. Like, just just... Nah, she wouldn't. Nah, she wouldn't. She wouldn't just in the street. That's just what we're doing now. Everyone else has had their chance to be stupid. This is her.
I love the implication that you've never tried to be stupid.
Alexandre's never stupid. Misguided, but she's never stupid. Like, she never knowingly does something dangerous.
Until today, it would seem.
So
I don't know what's about to happen.
Either influence or creation, please.
Going to use creation. Which is 2d8. Watch this not work. It'd be great. Oh, it might not work. Hang on. Oh no, it's a 17.
All right.
Should work. It's just about distance, really, isn't it? It's just about distance.
All right then. Well then. So exactly what are you trying to do here?
See if Kaz can hear the song.
Chanson.
She just start singing. That'd be great. It's a small world.
TM.
Oh, Oh, we don't need to change to scary music, Michelle.
This is a great day for me to be completely missing screen.
So what you heard was what began to happen to both of you. There was this sensation of to Kaz, it would be being stalked by an air elemental, one that wanted to play with you. The sensation of something swirling around you, stalking you, moving closer and yet nudging you in the way it would like you to move. And there's this sensation of being closed in on, as something absolutely preternatural that sets all of your pin feathers sticking out straight, ready for flight. And this is a completely involuntary reaction. Crawls into you through your feet. And then that sensation goes away and you're hearing this. You cannot hear the city around you. Everything around you has blurred out. A child goes by playing with a stick with a spinner on it, on the end of it, and it's just a wash of colors drifting by. It's insubstantial, like the child was now merely colored fog moving in a particular pattern. The buildings have blurred beyond your sensation, and you're completely enwrapped within the song.
I think Kaz's immediate reaction is to try to get off the ground, despite it being frowned upon, despite everything. I think she wants a way. If I had my way, I don't know if it's possible to do this, she would take off in sort of an upward spiral, just launch herself off the ground and above the roofs of the temples, and I think that there is a fear-stricken shriek that sounds
Absolutely.
more like a bird call than anything.
Yeah. And you burst into the air, this shriek ringing off of the walls, people looking around in surprise. And there's now this... basically everyone is now staring at the bird going ballistic and the half-elven woman with a very puzzled look on her face outside of a temple.
Excuse me, and she's gonna try to just
turn the collar up and pretend no one saw that. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
she's good. She's good with
where are you going
attention
with
if
this?
she chooses it. Yeah, she's gonna try to, not, and then find, I don't know, she's just gone. I don't know where she's going.
Okay.
She's just moving.
Okay. It's easy for you to move through the crowd. Everyone's getting out of your way.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. That one. Let's see that list of temples. Then, hey.
Meanwhile, back at the spider.
Let's go to Malfa. Sorry, that's where she's going.
All right. So the camera will fade out on you heading for the next temple. A couple people trying to decide if they should close the doors before you arrive, and we'll return to Spider. What's up with Spider?
Spider's sitting on a bench nearby, like still looking at the statue, but he's got a little black notebook out, and is sort of furiously making notes about a bunch of things, mostly what needs to get done in the city, for think Spider expects to be here for the next, it's probably going to take a couple of 10 days before they're ready to actually go out.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of things that need doing and things to look into. And what does the plaque on the statue say? Because I think that he's like on the page and he's written it down.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. It's the usual things, hero of the Confederacy, greatest technologist, breakthrough of this, blah blah blah. The usual set of accolades you're used to seeing in reference to your grandfather.
Yeah.
But there's one word that sticks out in the whole thing that catches your attention: discoverer of the city of Cliff Spider.
Yeah, and I think Spider is sort of absentmindedly underlining that word, the discoverer, and he just says, "Where are you, Lucas?" And then he flips to another page, and the title at the top is Kazra. And there's like a whole bunch of notes about I'm wondering whether it's okay to retroactively invoke something here, which is that
Silver Tongue?
The Silver Tongue feat, because we had that big conversation in the tavern.
I'm okay with it if Danny's okay with it.
So, my feat Silver Tongue is that if I spend at least 5 minutes talking with an intelligent creature, I think Kazra is pretty intelligent for a creature.
I like how you leaned on that word.
Just gonna say she's hanging out with you lots. There are questions, but carry on.
There is that.
I'm told.
I think she's probably smarter than a lot of us put together, but
Hey.
No, the point is that when we're put together, we're not very smart.
It's not incorrect.
Yes. So when I converse with an intelligent creature, I learn one useful secret it's usually the GM's choosing, but given that it's a player character, I guess it's your choosing.
I'll leave it to Danny. What interesting thing would Kaz? What interesting thing about Kaz would she not normally tell somebody else, but he's just managed to sort of infer or weasel out of you over the course of your of dinner and hanging out and chit chatting?
About me personally, or about the circumstances? Because I think
it does say about the creature, and so
about me in particular.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't have to be deep, dark, evil secret or anything like that. It can be something that's, quote, on her mind that she wouldn't otherwise discuss. But the idea is it's something you wouldn't normally have volunteered.
She is not entirely certain why she's been sent to them either. Why she specifically. She understands why they need a guide.
Out of everyone in the whole damn sea, why did they call me?
Yeah.
If she had to guess, what would the answer be? Because I feel like that's what Spider would be picking up on. Is like,
you asked for one thing.
That wasn't a secret. You said you don't know why you.
I didn't say that. I said it was my job. Okay, fair, valid.
Yeah.
Honestly, she thinks that they are in, like, she suspects that they're in some sort of trouble, and that she's going to have to, like, either take them in at some point, like wrangle them at some point, or like she doesn't understand the relationship between the Dashamali and these people, and she doesn't necessarily think it's like necessarily positive. She's done her fair share of like
slightly shady shit.
She does whatever they ask her to do. Like, yeah, I will say that. There's your thing. Like, for all she asked them about, like, what the nature of their deeds was. Like, she's done her fair share of shady shit for them.
Yeah.
And that's where she does her Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how she does.
I think that's like enough info, and I think like, you know, we don't make much of the notes that Spider's written under Kazra, but he underlines a word, and the word is safe.
Nice, like it.
Nice.
All right, and that, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else in the audience, is where we're going to wrap it for tonight.
Oh, I want to know what Mysel was doing.
Yeah, I want to know where Mysel
was doing.
We'll start with Mysel next session. Actually, you know something? Tomorrow is a day off for me. I can technically go for another half hour, folks, if you want to. The only reason I'm usually draconian about dropping the hammer is because I have to get up at stupid o'clock. But
Danny's probably the one that's.
I actually do have to go because I have someone coming over for dinner, and I think the ingredients are here.
Then we'll wrap it up for tonight, and we will start off with catching up with Mysel. And what I suspect is going to be a fascinating conversation between him and Hio.
Messy.
Certainly an option.
He might not have that option right now, but we'll figure it out.
Alrighty. Everyone cool right there then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, folks. That was terribly fun. Great roleplay.
Good stuff.
So, all right, folks. Everybody.